Hey, thanks for joining us for another episode of TMG Tonight. I'm Richard, corporate recruiter here at TMG, and I'm hosting a very special episode where we're going to take some time to get to know our employees a little bit better. We'll be right back. So my first guest tonight is someone that's going to help make sure your experience isn't like those on Twitter, #VentYourRent. Please welcome Erin Walter. How's it going?
It's going. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
So let's talk about quarantine for a little bit.
Okay.
That was the thing that happened.
That was the thing that happened.
How'd you spend your quarantine?
I spent it mostly inside. I live in an apartment building with my daughter. So yeah, we spent a lot of time inside. We did a lot of TikTok. Watched a lot of Disney movies. I also worked. I worked from home for the first couple months. And I was personally responsible for talking to every tenant that couldn't pay their rent.
Okay.
So it was an experience.
What's in the Netflix queue?
The Netflix queue, I would say, between like murder documentaries, and
It's
probably
a little dark.
Murder documentaries, The Office for sure, comedies there. I'm a big Seinfeld fan as well,
Really?
so that's always a good laugh, you know.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
gotta keep it light sometimes.
Have you seen The Social Dilemma?
I have seen The Social Dilemma.
Okay, so this has completely changed the way I look at social media.
Really? Okay.
I've turned off all my notifications.
Everything.
Because I notice once you've been away from an app for a little bit, then they really want to get you back and they're trying to send you stuff that's engaging.
They do.
It's a mess, but we need it.
Yeah.
With engaging, and you're talking to tenants that weren't able to pay their rent, how do you maintain good customer service through all of this?
I think empathy is probably the biggest part of that. When you're talking to someone who can't pay their rent, they're going through the same experience that you are being quarantined. Everyone's kind of going through a tough time, and I think just making sure that you acknowledge that I'm not just here to collect your rent. I'm here to make sure you're doing okay. I'm here to make sure that whatever we come up with is going to be reasonable for you. Of course, I'm here to protect the owner's investment, but I also want to give them the space to be able to vent about what their problems are and how they want to come to a solution for that.
Gotcha. Have you seen a significant drop off in the amount of people that were able to pay on time, or was that impacted in any way?
We didn't send out a memo to say, if you can't pay rent, talk to us. We wanted to see who was just going to continue to pay rent. We didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
And so as those people came in, we directed them to me to say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to pay rent this month, or I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pay next month. And I would say the first 2 months, there were a couple hundred. And then really once we got to June, we just kind of had like about 20 normal, I guess it's not normal, new normal,
Gotcha.
people who are really struggling that, you know, we've worked with on payment plans and things like that.
So something I was actually really curious about. Prior to COVID-19 and coronavirus and quarantine, a lot of people come into the office to pay rent.
Yes.
Now that we're starting to find that new normal or whatever that's going to look like moving forward, are people coming back and dropping off, or has everyone moved to like a digital platform?
Yes. So when I first started at TMG, we were really making the move to motivate people to pay online. But there was always this percentage of people that we just could not convince to do it. And those are the people that want to come in and talk to us. Most of the time, they're not there to drop off a check. It's because they want to have that person interaction. And so when quarantine first hit, although we were close to the public, we actually set up a phone outside the front door. So there's the front door, the phone, and then another set of doors. And there were people that would really come in and be on the phone, like, I know I'm just putting it in the Dropbox, but how are you doing, Jenna? Just here to say hey.
I still want that personal touch.
Yeah, like, well, I don't know what your maintenance team is doing, but, you know, I've got to something that needs to be painted or something like that, just to make conversation. I feel like a lot of people would come in. And now that things are starting to open up, we still have regulations. We put a desk out in the lobby just so that we can make sure not too many people are coming in, but there's a decent amount of traffic.
That are from people that are prospective tenants, or just these are already paying rent?
I would say mostly people that are paying rent.
Okay.
A lot of our prospective renters are mostly online. They, even when they come in, we typically would direct them to our computer to look at our website. And so a lot of those inquiries are mostly calls and people that are browsing our website and might have questions. But I think the majority of the walk-ins that we're having are really current tenants that are here to connect with our team and here to pay rent.
I've been really impressed by the fact that you guys have been able to adapt so quickly, and that it seems like, even though this was a challenging time, you've taken the opportunity to kind of advance the things we were capable of doing remotely or through technology, or giving people a way to feel connected without that face-to-face, kind of the handshake and seeing them.
Yes.
Is there anything that you're excited about moving forward, just kind of seeing where this goes?
There's a lot. I mean, I appreciate what you said too. I'm glad that, it looks like we've made all these advancements. We really have, from just being forced into a situation where we couldn't use our paper. We had to figure out how to use different platforms like Teams that we were using every so often, but not daily like we do now. And so one of the big things that we had to, throw together was, how do I move someone into a new home without seeing them? How do I do that? Okay. And so we had to come up with this whole plan of, okay, we're going to go inspect the property. We're going to leave them everything that they need there. And then we're going to set up a smart lockbox. And then we're going to make sure that we call them, we text them, we email them, stay connected, and then give them the code on that day and then check in. And so one of the things that I'm really excited about are some of the newer platforms that we've been working on to just really increase engagement. And some of those are like some videos that we're going to have some of our assistant property managers make, like, hi, I'm Ford and I'm going to be your property manager. Welcome to your new home. So that even there are some people that opt not to come into the office even when we used to be open. And so a lot of times those experiences were really disconnected because we didn't have procedures in place. So now that we do, I'm looking forward to them being the new tenants, being able to get to know our team through videos and different kind of electronic sources. Yeah.
How are we handling tours? I didn't even think about that until you just said it.
Yeah.
Like, when you're looking to rent something, or you're, want to move in and you haven't seen the place, like, are they self-guided? Is there something online that they can use?
So they're self-guided. However, in order to schedule a time, they do have to talk to someone in our relocation department. And we have a smart lockbox set up at all of the properties that are ready to be seen. So what we do is we send the prospect a text message through our software, which says, here's a list of time slots. It's about an hour that in between each one that you can go and view, and they'll pick their time slot. And they'll get a text message notification that here's the code that you'll use to enter. And it gives them some instructions, like, make sure you take your shoes off, wear your mask, those types of things. If you open a window, close it and lock it. Don't touch the AC. And then as soon as their tour is complete, our relocation department gets a notification. So then they follow up and they say, how did you like it? And tell me all the things that you did like. Or if they're like, no, I think I'm thinking about something else, we can take that opportunity to say, well, what didn't you like about it? So we can give that feedback to the owner, but also find another home that meets their needs that they can go view.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with me. We're going to be mixing drinks here in a little bit if you want to stick around.
I will.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors.
The family environment that is here.
Teamwork.
It feels like one big family.
Love waking up, coming to work.
It seems like everyone here pulls their weight, and that's a really enjoyable thing because I know I can rely on everybody.
Teamwork and camaraderie.
Forward thinking.
Family.
Fun. I feel like I could call on anyone here and they would treat me like a family member.
The Management Group. Imagine you with us. Apply today.
And we're back with Jamie King, business development researcher and expert mixologist. And you're going to be showing us how to make some drinks today.
Yes,
All
I
right.
am. Being that it is fall, I thought whiskey is appropriate right now. And let's just start with the basics. 2 classic cocktails made with beautiful rye whiskey. Most classic cocktails that you think about that are whiskey based, we always order them bourbon, but traditionally it's rye. that
I
we're made
actually
with.
prefer a rye whiskey anyway,
I do
so
too.
I'm pretty excited.
Cool.
I'm excited.
All right.
So the first one is going to be a whiskey sour, and let's level up before you even get to know anything. We're going to do it with an egg white. And
It feels intimidating.
Wow.
yeah. All right. So your first step, you're going to take your Corrigo shaker tins, and you build in the small side, and then this side goes on top,
Okay.
right? And to separate your egg white,
Oh, jeez.
step 1, because if you mess up the egg, you can dump it.
Okay.
You don't waste anything. But
Okay.
if you put all your booze in there and then you mess up your egg, then you just wasted all that product.
Makes sense.
All right, so just a gentle tap, and you just kind of go back and forth with it, and it takes the egg white right out.
All right.
Wow.
So
I feel like I
easy.
gotta roll up my sleeves.
I just,
Correct.
find a random place to put an egg real quick. Here we go.
Okay. This feels like it's going to get messy.
It's way easier than, look, you just did it.
Oh my gosh, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that
Say,
it? That's
Yeah.
it?
Oh,
Got
no
it.
yolks, no yolks.
No jokes.
All right.
So next time you want an egg white omelet, you know how to do it.
Well, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. So after you put in your protein, it is a raw egg. Hit it with some acid. That's going
Okay.
to neutralize any bacteria. There shouldn't really ever be any. Plus, you're adding alcohol, so it doesn't matter. But I always hit it with acid next. You have 2 types of jiggers in front of you. This is a Japanese jigger. This is a Leopold jigger. They're the same, just different.
Okay.
Alright.
And we are going to do 0.75. That's 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice.
Which line is that?
Yeah, I'm going to show you. So in a Leopold, it's not to the top of the jigger, but it's the line closest to the top, and the same with that, the line closest to the top.
Okay.
The line,
Yep.
not the top.
Perfect.
Got it. And just dump that in.
Yep.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Alright.
Now,
Things are happening.
a classic cocktail is really just bitter, spirit, sugar, and water. So in that spirit, I brought 2 types of sugar, so we can try 2 different things.
Okay.
One is Demerara, which is like a raw sugar, a dark sugar. It's going to be a little more robust. You're going to do 0.75 of that. The other is just a simple syrup made with organic cane sugar.
Okay. So both
0.75.
sugars?
Nope, you each just do 1,
Okay.
and we'll taste the difference at the end.
Got it.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I'll use this one too.
Okay.
This looks like a science experiment.
It does.
I mean, really, it's all chemistry.
It is.
Okay.
It
Hey,
is.
I'm
We're
here
learning
for
all
it.
about it. Science.
When do we get to the booze?
Right now.
There we go.
Perfect timing.
All right. Cool.
All right. So I like to just tap that out so I don't get sticky everywhere. And then you're going to do 1.5 ounces of this. So on your large side of the jigger, whichever one you use, 1.5 ounces is a line to the top. It's not the top, but the line closest to the top.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's essentially double of what the 0.75 is, right? So if you think about the balance of it, we did 0.75, 0.75, now 1.5. That's a 2, 1, 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
We really are learning science today.
Yeah, I was never good at math.
Yeah,
though.
math too.
Now you see why research makes sense for me. I'm actually really
Okay.
mathematical,
Yes.
but it's creative at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now, my secret trick to a whiskey sour is a dash, I do too, of orange bitters. It's my little secret. I don't really tell anybody. I'm telling everybody at TMG.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
all right.
it's like
That's
go
all right.
straight up and down with it.
Okay. Oh.
Normally, you would have a dasher top on that.
Okay.
But for our home viewers, I doubt you're all going to go home and buy $40 dasher tops.
Okay.
So I just said, let's practice the way you would do it at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. One more.
Do it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Bingo.
All right. So now, are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
to
Okay.
sweat? Okay. So your glass should be prepared in front of you. 'em. And so your ice should go in there too. Okay. So your ice should go in there too. Okay. So your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there too. And so your ice should go in there t
In the shaker or the
No,
glass?
in the glass. In my little TMG cooler. Look at that branding. Normally I would do a 2x2 cube, but they didn't freeze quickly enough. So we're gonna put some ice in there. So the reason you put the ice in before, just making a mess, is because once you shake, that ice gets compromised and it'll over dilute your drink. You want big, fresh ice in your glass, not the stuff that you shook with. So this is gonna be a dry to wet shake. It's a double shake.
Okay.
Because it has egg white, you need to emulsify it.
Okay. That makes
and
sense.
get a lot of air in there so it gets nice and fluffy.
Okay.
So take your big half, firmly, it kind of has to be at an angle, not straight up and down, a little bit at an angle. Get a nice little tap, and then you're gonna flip it upside down, and then like a thumb here. And if you're really, you might want to do both sides because this is an egg white. So the proteins in it get really expansive as you shake.
This feels fancy.
It does.
Hey, Rick, play something.
All right, and then to get this off. Okay. Ooh, see all the smoke and all the proteins coming out?
Oh wow.
So if you look
Frothy.
inside, there's a nice like foamy head.
You do mine.
Oh,
There you go.
There it goes. Okay.
Yeah. All right, now
Oh wow.
It smells good.
we have shaker ice down here.
That's
So now we're in the other cup?
Whatever side your drink is in.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
okay. Whatever side you drink it in. That's where my ice will go.
Okay. Just getting ice all over this. All right, now we wet shake. So again, kind of at an angle when you put this in, because you're not gonna be able to get it out if you don't do it at an angle. You're wet straight up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. All right, and go.
Oh, wait. That got cold quick.
Yeah, I know. Look, you can see all the frost all up and down it. So your next.
Not as easy as the first one.
I know.
Yeah, there's another trick.
Okay. Woo!
Okay.
All right, let's see it again.
For the home viewer, there's an angle.
Slow this down.
There's an angle right here. You want to hit it right at the sweet spot here. And it comes right
There we
there.
go.
Okay.
Thank you.
More science.
Yes.
Pressure and angles, everybody. Okay. So
I put a lot of work into this drink.
now you're going to take your Hawthorne strainers. That's the strainer with the wires.
Okay.
Okay.
And your fine mesh strainer. It's a two-hander. So whatever side your drink is in,
Okay.
you're gonna go over your glass and you're fine straining any of those citrus particles, anything that might have gone in, for super smooth consistency.
Is there a reason it's called a Hawthorne strainer? Like, is
The
that a
inventor.
local thing?
No, it's
Okay.
not. So there are
Just making
two
sure.
major types of strainers. That's your Hawthorne, and this is a julep. Julep strainers are used for stirred mainly.
Mhm.
Hawthorne are used for shaken because they gather more things. Yep, and then you just put your, sorry,
Oh, okay.
and it goes all together.
All together.
Yes.
Okay. Oh wow.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
All right. Now, the fun part. I make little dropper bottles for everything, so you can do designs. But you can, do little circles.
What's your
make a
favorite design to do?
flower. Oh, I don't know.
I'm trying to pull off
I
the
usually
TMG.
just do like little circles and then, drag with a spoon or a straw.
It's fancy.
Yeah.
It did not come out pretty.
And then we're gonna use. our little TV magic lemon swaths. Okay, so TV magic lemons. Okay. And the idea here is to express the oils over it. And then some people like to do a little,
Sure.
to really get them,
Let's really get after it.
really get the lemon oils going. And then traditionally people use a little shard of cherry as a garnish as well. I don't care for it.
Okay.
I like the cherries, but I really like the spirit with the citrus more.
Okay.
All right.
How long have you been doing this?
Well, I started bartending in 2003.
Sure.
So.
All right. Well, it
Math.
smells
More
delicious.
All
right. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that's so good.
Wow, that is really good.
Thanks.
That's
Oh
really
my
good.
gosh.
Okay. So we've got more drinks coming up, and we'll be back right after these commercials.
Here at AMS, we've been successfully managing your communities for over 30 years, and in that time, we've seen pretty much everything.
It's not good.
Oh my gosh, Chip is back again. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, he was on my lawn too. Don't worry, I know what to do. No!
At AMS, we know association management. It's literally in our name. Let us handle the pains, management, financials, and so much more for your association community. Contact us today to get started.
And we're back. We're getting ready to make an old fashioned.
We are.
Okay, so this is something I've done before.
Okay.
And you used to bartend.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
A while ago.
I bet you guys made them differently from each other.
I'm sure I did.
There's this weird phenomenon that the old-fashioned recipe is very regionalized.
Okay.
To the point that like Wisconsin has its own style where they like muddle the cherry and an orange like with the
Oh,
That's how I was making it.
That's Wisconsin.
Okay, I've had
I didn't know that.
It's not as
Well,
Yeah.
it's not traditional.
good. Okay.
So we're talking about the classic cocktail recipe. Again, sugar, water, bitters.
Okay.
Spirit. That's it. That's what a classic cocktail is. That's what your Sazerac is, but you just swap out lemon and peychaud's. That's what martinis were originally. It was gin, sugar being the sweet, or the Bianc vermouth, and the bitters being orange, right?
Okay.
So, old fashioned is the same. Now, some people prefer to use a cube if they really want to go throwback for consistency's sake, and for ease, if you're making a bunch of them, it's easier to use sugar that's been made into a syrup.
Okay.
So we're gonna do the same thing that we did last time, but this time I'm gonna have you use the organic cane, and you use the Demerara.
Okay.
And you're just gonna do a 1/2 ounce. So in your jigger, whichever one you're using, the 1/2 ounce, other side, small side.
I'll use this one this time.
All right.
Yeah. So there are 3 circles in there. One is a quarter. The next one is a 1/2. The next one is 3/4, and then to the top is a 1 ounce.
Okay.
So we want a 1/2, which would be the middle line or the middle circle.
All right. Into
Into the mixing tin, yes. We're using tins as traditionally glass is used, but one, they're incredibly expensive and break frequently, and the tins will actually make things hold faster, right? Conduction.
Okay.
Yes.
More science.
More science. I'm also going to use the Demerara. It just, to me, adds a layer of depth and richness that traditional simple doesn't get. But depending on your spirit base, you might want something lighter so it doesn't overcome the rest of it.
Okay, makes sense.
Now, I do 3 dashes of both orange and Angostura. Not everyone adds the orange, but I'm a big orange bitters fan. I think it just brightens everything up.
Oh. That felt like a lot.
Yeah, just go straight up and down with it, right?
That was better this time.
Very good.
That was good.
Very good. Okay.
These stashers are made to be completely upside
We're going
down.
up and down.
Yeah.
Going up and down
1,
with
2,
it.
3.
There you
Boom.
go.
There it is.
Okay. It's getting better.
We're gonna go 2 full ounces of spirit on this. I like mine more spirit forward. If you don't, then I would just do the double ratio, which would be 1.5 ounces. So I'm doing the 2,
Okay.
which is to the top. No matter which jigger you're using, whether it's Leopold or Japanese, just to the top of the bigger side.
Okay.
To the top. We're all the way up.
Yeah, we're going for it.
That's well. Okay. Cool.
And let me ice you guys up. Go.
I feel like I'm getting better.
I
can feel it.
Yeah.
It's a good teacher.
All right, now we're gonna stir. Now there's a
All right.
technique to this. You're gonna want to kind of go in at an angle, and you want the spoon back to be flush with the glass.
Okay.
The idea is that you don't hear any noise and you don't move your arm at all. That's the technique.
Oh.
My ice is stuck.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And for more math for you,
Wow. I feel it though. There's a rhythm that's happening.
we're
I like
shooting
it.
for a 20% dilution rate,
Okay.
which you can typically feel or see. And if you can't,
That's
little
really
bartender
dumb.
trick is just to take the spoonful and make the divot on the back of your palm. Perfect.
Wow.
Wait. Oh, that's good.
We're not even done. Then you're gonna take your Leopold jigger,
Okay.
or strainer, Leopold. My gosh, julep strainer.
Okay.
Too many words. And you can go either way with it. Some people prefer to go like this. Some people prefer to go like this.
On the tin.
On the tin. Now that tin mouth is bigger than the julep, so it's a two-hander.
Okay.
But you're just holding the ice back. That's really all you're trying to do.
Okay.
Wow. This is...
I'm struggling over here. Just holding the ice back though, right?
Yeah. Look, perfect.
Yeah, you're
Richard.
doing great.
It's awesome.
It smells fantastic. It really does.
Now,
Okay.
this one I do like a cherry with.
Did it.
All right, now let's use our TV Magic orange swaths.
Okay.
And you're gonna do a little express. And just I place
motion to that. What was that?
Oh,
Tell me about
a
the
little-
motion. About the okay. Okay.
Feels
And then-
fancier?
It feels
when we do
fancier.
this?
It does.
Are we doing another ring around
You
the...
can, yeah,
Okay,
sure.
around the
I mean,
rim.
I don't know, put a little on your neck.
Yeah.
Like it's just so fresh.
Okay.
And then
Little
I
on the
go
arm.
grind facing towards the cocktail,
Okay.
so that as you sip, you're getting more of that orange zest going right in.
There you go.
And then some people drop, some people skewer, but I just usually set, and there's usually a 2x2 cube, not ice like this. I usually just set right on top. So if people want to grab it, they can. Some people don't like to drink their cherry, they just like to eat it. Whoops, that one's got a little cherry juice in there.
That'll work.
I mean, it is delicious. They're brandied cherries. Let's just add more alcohol to alcohol. All right, let's see.
All right.
Delightful.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Like,
It's a
in all
genuine
sincerity,
reaction.
this is
Yeah, it's-
very, very good. And
It
I drink
is.
old fashions all the time.
Thank you.
This is delicious.
It is amazing.
They're classics for a reason.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the more traditional you go, then you're like, whoa, why are we modifying this?
I have no
Like, let's
idea.
represent, with the beautiful spirit. Just highlight it. Don't mash it up with a bunch of other stuff.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I
I
mean,
agree.
everything else is changing. Some things should stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of them because this is amazing.
I like that.
Well, I got to thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out, mixing drinks.
Thank you
Jamie
for
King,
having
Erin
us.
Walter, everybody. And we'll catch you next time.